Okay, here's my long version of the review of Marvel Masterworks The Avengers Volume 17. It's a hardcover book that reprints the uh, comic books from early eras. This is The Avengers from the 70s, reprinted with all the vibrant colors and everything. The Avengers in 77 consisted of primarily, of course, Iron Man, Captain America. They duel it out for leadership of the Avengers. And of course, you got Thor with the swashbuckling boots, Vision, and then you have Scarlet Witch. And also, various people come through. Yellow Jacket is there a lot. Pym with his Pym particles and his wife, the Wasp. They make a bunch of appearances. And like I said, it covers 1977 through 1978. Three epics, three supervillains they go against. The first is brought up is Wonder Man. They always list all the colorists and everything, the great guys back then who did all the colors and the coloring and everything. One thing to note, it's kind of funny, is not the Flash, but he's connected to the Flash is somebody called the Wizard, which of course these days makes snicker. He, like I said, he's like the Flash in a way. He's very fast. He's got the little wings on his thing. He's got a W on his chest. But of course, the Wizard. There's Cap, of course, and they go through various adventures. Like I said, they show the covers reproduced in all the vibrant colors. And here they go against Thanos. And in the early ones, they can sometimes show who's guest appearing. In 1977, Avengers Assemble was, of course, Cap with Beast, Iron Man. Moondragon makes a guest appearance in this one. Scarlet Witch, she's a regular. And of course, Thor. And there's Vision. And this one has a special guest star, Captain Marvel. Don't get us started on that between Shazam and that Captain Marvel. And Ms. Marvel is in this also. Adam Warlock shows up in this one. Look at those colors. It's amazing. Kaboom! And let's see what else. Good honorable mention. Oh yeah, one thing about Moonglow is she's pretty cool. She has a rocket ship, and there it is right there. Not many clear pictures of it. Kind of very small and everything. Thor doesn't need a spacesuit, by the way. You can fly through space just fine. And then later on, they of course, it's Nick Fury and S.H.I.E.L.D. Makes an appearance. And they have space stations out in space. And all of a sudden one day, this huge spaceship shows up. God, mother, and country, it's awesome. And who is it? Who is it? Turns out it's the Guardians of the Galaxy. And here's the first appearances of Guardian of the Galaxy. Right here, these guys. And it's funny because they are from the future, but they've come back to the past to try to stop someone from messing with the past. They're not to be yet. They mention over here that Captain America, it says, they are called the Guardians of the Galaxy. In their own far future era, they are heroes of a passing valor. And then Captain America says, you should have recognized them, Beast. I met them once before and recorded their descriptions in the Avengers archives. And Thor goes on to explain how he went into the future and met the Guardians of the Galaxy. And here's some other great artwork. Got cool reaching across panels. They got huge one-page spreads with tons of artwork. Look at these ones that go diagonally. That's very original. And later on, they have the not Green Arrow and not Hawkman, but Hawkeye. Hawkeye's back, and he uses a bow and arrow. Kind of like Green Arrow a little bit. And the last antagonist they go against is the Collector. He likes collecting things, so he's going to try to capture the Avengers and put them in the collection. And there's the Wasp. She makes an appearance and flies around a lot. There's her new hot uniform. Got the right there. Here she is again. The Wasp. And it's pretty cool. So I really recommend this stuff. Thor spins his hammer around and does all sorts of cool stuff. So if you like the movies, you like the old stuff, if you were a 14-year-old kid and went to 7-Eleven and bought some gum and read comic books, you'll love this. Relive the old days. And if you didn't really read them that much like I did, you can go back and relive it. And one good thing, too, is they have the original ink work, pencil work, and stuff like that right before the printer puts the color in. You can still see the writing on it, all the stuff. The printers would use that, the copy area and all that stuff, laid down by the handwork of this one's George Perez and Terry Austin. George Perez is very famous, did a lot of comic book covers you've seen over the years. And here's Dave Cockrum and Terry Austin, Those Who Lay Dying. Like I said, it's interesting if you like the behind the scenes stuff. See, that's Terry Austin, 1981. He signed this, I guess maybe at a Comic-Con or something like that. This comes from a 1978. Miles, this is like 3 years afterwards. And so I highly recommend it. Check it out. I got mine from the library. The Avengers, Volume 17. And you can also get not just Marvel Comics, of course, but you can get DC Comics real briefly. I also checked out DC Comics, John Stewart, Green Lantern, celebration of 50 years. Starts off in when he formed in when he was created, when he came out in 1971, and then goes all the way to 2012 in the modern times. And so there is Hal Jordan. There is John Stewart. And of course, first shows up right here is the one part-time, a Guy Gardner. That's Guy Gardner. And see, it was supposed to be Hal Jordan was supposed to give it to Guy Gardner, but he gets injured here, saving this woman here. He gets hit by a bus trying to save this person here. Whoomp. And so he's injured. So the Guardians comes up and says Guy Gardner's injured, so they have to pick someone. And the Guardian says, I picked someone. And it turns out to be some black guy who stands up to some cops that are, hassling some black kids on the sidewalk, kind of, it touches on the George Floyd stuff here. And this is back in the Black Panther days. So anyways, he talks to Jon Stewart. And it was wild as he ends up having to protect a racist governor, very similar to like George Wallace. And there was a assassination, but it turns out it was someone else. He ends up finding the real assassination guy, but he kind of walks away from the Green Lantern. They say he'll return. So the ring goes back to Hal Jordan, then it goes back and then he comes back and gets the ring again, Jon Stewart, and then goes on. So it's Alan Scott, Hal Jordan, then supposed to be Guy Gardner, but then he gets injured. Then it goes to Jon Stewart, and then it goes back to Hal Jordan, and then over to Guy Gardner. So it was like part-time, going back and forth between those three guys. Very confusing. They have a little JLA Christmas insert here. It's kind of funny. But anyways, they go into Green Lantern. Jon Stewart's back. He's got the ring, and he goes through some adventures and stuff like that. And it's pretty cool. Like the early stuff with Jon Stewart. You can really find out about him. And then later on, they get into the 80s. And then the modern up into 2012. I'm not really into it. Sorry, young kids. But it's got the new modern comic book stuff, which I don't like. I don't like the old school, but it's pretty cool. Check it out, Jon Stewart. And like I said, they got all the things. Check out your graphic novel section, your library, or your bookstore, what have you. Why buy it when your tax money already has a copy for you down at your public library? So check them out. Thanks.